coming up with a very high pass over to Frag, but Rutso gets in the way. Pressure is still on. Zeto pushes it onto the backboard, trying to get a second pass in. Poof, that would have been a ridiculous angle. Frag pushing it over to the mid. Ooh, the passing plays. Frag, get out of here. The constant pressure of these guys coming up with a very high air, passing it to one another. This is ridiculously crazy. Getting it onto the upper 90, but my goodness, the passing plays, like literally, I wish I was able to do that. But that is, that was sexy. I like seeing plays like that. Oh, a little bit of a hassle there coming out of Pure Excellence's both teammates. It looks like Sacred and Zeto glued together. Bananaman clearing the ball over to midfield, but Frag is there to meet that shot. Nightmare trying to hit that ball a little bit soft there. It's still dangerous. Let's see who's going to pick up that shot. It's going to be Sacred passing it over in front of the goal, but gets cleared away by Bananaman. And it's safe to say that Pure Excellence is going to take game number 1. What a great match this has been. Oof, almost the redirect, almost getting in that 8th goal. And this has been an exciting match. A lot of shifts in play. At first, I honestly thought Cappuccinos was going to take this match easily, as we didn't really see that much going on from Pure Excellences. But I was wrong. I mean, Pure Excellences just came back and completely took control over this match. In the middle of the match, we've seen a little bit of back and forward plays, getting very close, but at the end, Pure Excellences just took over the win by far, and they dominated at the end. Great Rocket League for the first match. I always like watching these very close, intense matches, especially during the night, you know, just before we go to bed, just watching some epic Rocket League going on in Rewind Rocket League. I am very curious how everybody in the chat is doing tonight. I'm very curious, so let me know. Spam some kappas if you're interested in that. I always like to see some like a very big wave of kappas. Always interest in that. All right, we're about to head into match number 2, so that's going to be pretty darn cool. It's going to be interesting to see what Cappuccinos is going to bring towards the table if they are willing to secure this match. All right, we're almost going to head into the next match. Of course, Pure Excellences now has Cappuccinos on match point, so Cappuccinos has to put on some bit more pressure. Maybe they're going to try to dominate the game early again, but we've all seen how that went in the previous match, so it's going to be interesting how this is going to resolve. Is Pure Excellence going to take the dominance in this match again, or are we going to see some different plays coming out of Cappuccinos? Zeto pushing it over into the midfield towards the corner, passed by someone from the Cappuccinos crew. A lot of pressure coming out of Pure Excellences once again. Ooh, wow, what a demo there all the way up into the sky. That is ridiculous. Okay, a loose ball there picked up by Nightmare, getting blocked by Frag. Oh, great read by Rutsu, but couldn't really get a lot of power on that shot. Redzu, or Zedu, getting that goal. Ooh, blocked away by Nightmare. What an insane save coming out of them. Rutsu now trying to dribble it out, but Frag, easy clear from him. Easy long clear, but gets pushed back by Bananaman. Nightmare tried to pass over to his teammate, but he whiffs, and it's an open goal. Rutsu gets the score. What happened on the defense side from Pure Excellences? Let's see that in the replay. Scared going for that ball, but gets met by Rutsu, and none of his teammates were there. Where were his teammates? There was nobody back in net, and it was a very slow roller. I mean, I don't think you really want to have those goals scored against you, but, you know, that's just me. All right, Bananaman with a very interesting air drag, confusing his teammate Rutsu now. He's trying to pass it over into the midfield, but it's going to be easily met by Sacred. Zedu there with a sick passing play, but Bananaman is all the way back to clear out that ball. Danger is still there, though, and the pressure coming once again from Pure Excellences, but the defense is looking stronger for Cappuccinos. Pass on to the backboard. Let's see who's going to pick up this ball. Ooh, Rutsu with a very weird play, but he manages to get it. A little bit of back and forth onto the midfield. Bananaman pushing it onto the backboard, but Frag easily gets that long clear. Zedonia, what a read. That was close, but couldn't find an angle on the net, though. But maybe he can find his teammate. No, gets blocked by Bananaman. Still, the danger is there. Rutsu now trying to clear it out towards the corner of the blue team. Nightmare now pushing it on. Ooh, opportunity, but gets met by Zeto. The rotations coming out of this team are just ridiculous. The moment they manage to clear that ball off their side, they just push it forward, taps like 1-2, passes, and getting those goals. Pure Excellence is a team that really looks to be well organized. They really know what they're doing, and the rotations are on point. The moment they have an opportunity for a counter, they just go for it and they just slam it in, and it's just ridiculous to play. Oh, a little bit of a redirect towards their own goal, but Zeno manages to save that. Good play by him. Oh, and yeah, a little bit slow shot there coming out of Nightmare. They're trying. Cappuccinos are trying, but currently the pressure from Pure Excellence is something to be scared of. Rotsu now flashing it over. Oh, faking out. Not sure who. I think Zeto, with a bit of a weird dribble coming out of him, but he managed to outplay a few players. But still, the counter plays coming out of Pure Excellences are just ridiculous. The way they just meet those balls and like shift the pressure immediately back at Cappuccinos, leaving them no room to breathe and rethink and position themselves. And that is what you want to do. You want to take those momentums and go for it. And they managed to score quite a few goals out of that. What a great play coming out of Pure Excellence. Just as I'm saying that they're doing ridiculously counter plays. A great long clear from Sacred onto Frag. And the speed on that shot is just ridiculous. No defender from Cappuccinos was able to net that shot, and a 2-1 score on the clock. We still have 2 minutes left, and what an intense match between these two teams. I love seeing this. Zeto with a pass over to his teammates, but Frag whiffs. Sacred now manages to block it. Once again, the passing plays, keeping possession off that ball is key in the plays of Pure Excellences, and they seem to have that under control. It seems that Cappuccinos is a bit struggling getting out of their side, especially once Pure is just pounding shot after shot onto the net. All right, a little bit of back and forth. Banana Man passing over to Rotsu. Rotsu couldn't find that shot, but Banana Man saving it. Frag, however, it's a relatively easy shot. Oh, a bit of a misplay here from Zeto, but luckily no opponent read that. Once again, just great long clears coming out of Pure Excellences. Just after the ball hits their side, their half, they immediately clear it onto the orange side, creating opportunities very quickly after every attack that Cappuccinos tries to pull off. Frag now with a miss of an air drag. Zeto trying to still put on pressure, is going to pass towards his teammate. Can he find anyone? Banana Man clears it over to Rotsu into the corner. They have to do something right now. Frag pushing it over to the midfield. Pressure coming out of Cappuccinos now, but the defense of Pure Excellences is very strong at this point. Once again, Sacred with weird shots on there. Rutsu now, just the constant blocks and preventing from Cappuccinos to get anywhere near the goal of Pure Excellences is working and doing wonders for their team. 30 seconds left. One goal is the difference. Can Cappuccinos push it into overtime? Oof, great block here by Nightmare. Rotsu trying to push it out of their corner now. They have to do something quickly. 20 seconds left. They are on match point. Pure Excellences is currently in the lead, and if they keep it this way, they will take the win and move on towards the finals. Oof! A redirect onto the own goal? No. No. That did not just happen. Wow. Now, I'd be praising Pure Excellences for their passing plays, and I gotta give it to them. This was a pretty sexy passing play coming out of them. My goodness. Now, this is something that I would like to refer as the X-Fighter redirect, because I have to shoot those quite often. Cappuccino's almost getting a goal in. 1 second left. Can they do it? No, Banana Man comes a bit short, and we hit into overtime. Whew, that got ridiculously close, and it's still nerve-wracking currently for Cappuccinos. Getting into the air, open net, but Zeto manages to clear it. A fast counter. Frag trying to meet, tries to push it over, but it gets met by Banana Man. Rutsu now with a bit of a weird shot, not really fully clearing it, and the pressure coming out of Pure Excellences once again, just leaving no room for error for Cappuccinos. Frag with a beautiful passing play, but gets met by Nightmare. Nightmare has to meet that shot. No, he doesn't, and it's Zeto. Zeto pushing it up to the corner. Zeto Once again, just passing it over towards his teammates. It's still exciting. Bit of back and forth going on. A bit of weird aerial plays that we see coming out of Cappuccinos. Not fully in control compared to Pure Excellence at this point, but they managed to keep up. The goal difference is a lot less than the previous match. All right, let's see what they're going to do. They're pushing it up into the midfield. Bananaman trying to get it into the upper 90, and he manages to score it. Oh, what a great goal. Zeto just comes a little bit too short. Or was it Sacred? No, it was Zeto. He tried to save it, get up, and he missed it by an inch. What a great goal coming out of the Cappuccinos. And it's 1-1. What an exciting match. This is something that I love to see. Cappuccinos changed something in the ways they did. We're a lot more active, although sometimes I feel that their plays might be a little bit clunky sometimes, but then again, they won the match. It's 1-1 now. Now all they have to focus on is winning the next one, just trying to keep on this momentum and see what they can do with this and hopefully continue this. Although it's going to be very close and Pure Excellences are not going to give this one away. So that is going to be interesting. Zeto left the match there. That is not sure what happens there. Let's see. Maybe he will reconnect. Maybe he's going to change his car. Not sure what's happening. He said be right back in the chat though. So I'm assuming that he will get back pretty soon. Well, just as we were talking about the Devils, Zeto just joined the match again. In 10 seconds, we're going to have the third round of this series. And the winner of the next match will be heading into the finals and with a chance at the $15 prize. So that's pretty darn cool. All right, we're going to head into match number 3 between these two teams. And honestly, I can't really predict who's going to take it. I mean, both teams have been very close. I have to say that I honestly love the passing plays coming out of Pure Excellences. So that is something that I'm looking forward to see more coming out this round. Whew, what a great shot there from Frag, but Rutsu managed to get into the way. Some pressure coming out of Cappuccinos now. A little bit of a slow ball, easily cleared by Frag. Once again, passing plays, just constantly keeping possession by Pure Excellence. The Sacred now, almost getting that shot in. Zeto trying to meet that shot. Frag pushing it into the corner, trying to find his teammate. Nobody really goes for it. Pressure coming in into the backboard, and Sacred scores it in. Once again, Pure Excellence with a constant pressure and the usage of the backboard, not giving up, constantly trying to drag out defenders and just trying to dancing with the ball around the opponents. I think that's the best way to explain it. All right, kickoff has happened. 1-0, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. A demo coming out of Cappuccinos, but it was not enough as Sacred just pulls off a ridiculous air drag. That is just so sexy with a little bit of a freestyle. I sincerely love that. A little bit of some finesse, a little bit of elegancy added into the shot. It wasn't necessary, but you know, it looked cool. And I mean, if you can look cool in a tournament, why the hell won't you go for it? All right, Nightmare trying to push that ball onto the goal, but he fails to do so. Rutsu keeping up the pressure onto the corner. Oof, a little bit of a hard pinch. I don't think any of his teammates are going to be able to reach that shot in time. Once again, a long clear coming out of Pure Excellences, but gets met by Bananaman. Frag trying to clear it. Beautiful red there by Frag. Once again, putting on pressure. Bananaman has to tip it up, but this is very dangerous. Who's going to meet that shot? Zeto getting a ridiculous angle from the top up. This was something that was scary. Bananaman tried to clear it, but hit it with the front of his car, pushing it up and just giving a great pass for Zeto to meet. And Nightmare couldn't get back in time to meet that shot. A great read by Zeto and great placement on his end. 3-0. And 4 minutes left. This is not looking good for Cappuccinos. However, maybe they can turn it around. We've seen Pure Excellence just do this. We've seen them turn around after a 3-0 deficit, put it into 7-4. So maybe Cappuccinos are able to do that as well. We're going to find out after 3 minutes. Frag with getting a good angle after a whiff from the defender. I'm not sure who whiffed there. Let's see what happened. A bit of a unfortunate bounce coming in for Cappuccinos and a whiff, and Frag just gets an open goal. Served and plated for him to shoot on. And I mean, if you give someone an opportunity like that, I mean, you have to take it. All right, 4-0, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Sacred shooting a shot on goal, but gets met by Bananaman. Zeto trying to do something cheeky. Not sure what is going on. Oof, Rutsu almost getting a good angle, but what? What was that? What was that? So many whiffs coming out. I think everybody expected that Rutsu hit that shot. I think everybody anticipated on Zeto getting an unfortunate own goal because of the mistake. I guess we can call this calculated. My goodness, that is unbelievable. I love that. Frag shooting the ball into the corner. Demo coming out of Zeto on Bananaman. Sacred now with a beautiful pass onto the backboard, but gets blocked away by Bananaman. Pressure is still on Rutsu trying to get that away. He managed to do so. Getting that second touch, no, but his teammate Nightmare is there to cover for him. Rutsu trying to get it onto the backboard. Not really a good angle for his teammates to shoot on. Great block by Bananaman. Nightmare now coming in with a shot, but gets blocked by Zeto. Rutsu, oof, almost getting that angle in. Now pressure coming in from Cappuccinos. They have to put in a lot of pressure. And it seems that Pure Excellence is just currently having a bit of trouble trying to deal with that. And oh, what a great play. Constant pressure, pushing that ball onto the half of Pure Excellences. And that pressure pays off. And this is something that Cappuccinos has to press on forward. And they have to carry on this momentum. Maybe they can drag back this deficit of 2, and maybe they will be able to take this series. Bananaman coming on with a cheeky angle. Good pass. Rutsu, can he make it? No, Zeto is there in time, but still the pressure. Oof, almost getting it in, but Bananaman getting the 3-4 goal. And maybe we're going to see a completely rematch of the first match that we've seen between these two, although the score's being turned around, because in the first match, Cappuccinos had a 4-0 lead. And after that, the Pure Excellences came back with a 3-4 or 4-4 actually. And maybe we're going to see a complete exact same score result. Oh, great block there by Rutsu. Pressure coming out of Pure Excellences now. Rutsu there manages to clear it away, pushing it onto the midfield. Gets met by his teammate Nightmare. Ooh, a bit of a mistake there from Sacred. Not sure what is going on. They're casually waiting, and once again a counter. Quick counters, quick passing plays. That is the strength of Pure Excellence. Okay. Oof. Nice block here. A bit of confusement. And the constant ping pong, constant pressure coming out of Pure Excellences onto the backboard. Trying to find their teammates. They haven't been successful to do that right now. Rutsu now with an opportunity. Passing it over. Can a teammate hit it? No. They can't. Nightmare pushing it over to Rutsu. Rutsu trying to get it into the corner, but no teammate is there. Nightmare. No, he doesn't get that shot. Sacred with a passing play. Trying to kill momentum on that ball, but no teammate is going to take the risk of getting that in. They know what they have, a 1-goal lead, and they don't want to waste it away because it's still very dangerous in a matchup like this. It's been very close, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to deal with it. Nightmare trying to get it out of the corner. Oh, Bananaman, this is a good opportunity. Goes up into the air. Can he get the pass on? No, he goes wide by a lot. This was a very good opportunity for Cappuccinos. However, they still have a chance. Nightmare pushing it up to the backboard. But Zeto meets that shot. Getting a second touch on that is something that the Cappuccinos didn't expect. But they managed with it properly, having a defender back. Okay. Into the corner. It's a slow roller. Who's going to pick it up? It's going to be Frag. It's going to slowly push it over to the side, but Bananaman doesn't take slow for an answer. However, once again, a quick counter react coming out. Pure Excellences with a passing play, sealing the deal. 30 seconds left, 2-goal deficit. This is going to be extremely difficult for Cappuccinos. It is doable, but it's not going to be easy. And just take a moment to appreciate that shot coming out of Frag. What a beautiful placement. A little bit of Sacred. Frag, stop getting in the way of my shots. A little bit of goal stealing. But, you know, in tournaments like these, you need to secure the goals. And, I mean, if you can do it with a beautiful angle like that, I mean, I couldn't be mad about it. Oh, a demo coming out of Sacred. Whew, that would have been so dirty. But, unfortunately for Cappuccinos, that didn't get in. 10 seconds left. I think it's safe to say that it's over for Cappuccinos. Maybe they get lucky, but they have to score now. No, it is over. Pure Excellences takes this win and therefore takes this series in the best out of the 3. Congratulations, Pure Excellence. That was so interesting, and I'm somewhat sad that Cappuccinos is gonna that they're gonna say farewell, because I love the name of Cappuccinos. So it's sad to see them go, but still excellence taking the win. We're gonna see them back into the finals, so that is going to be crazy. And it was a pretty interesting game, to be honest. I have to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of momentum changes, a lot of close moments in all 3 of the matches, and so that is just crazy. And I love seeing Rocket League that is so close towards each other and that it's so intense. So that's something that I love to watch, and I'm curious to see if you guys are interested in watching these high intensity matches. Very curious about that. Um, I'm gonna be looking at my friend Poison Wasp. Ask him a little question. Anyway, whew, a great match of today. Anyway, we're gonna be heading into a small little break before we head into the next matches. Next up, we've got quite a cool matchup as well. It will be Ready Wicked versus the Late Ones. We're gonna be watching that after our short break. Between Cappuccinos and Pure Excellences, with them taking the win. But now it's time for Ready Wrecked and the Late Ones to enter the battlefield and play against each other. Oh, since I've alt tabbed, I see some green shades. Let's see that again. All right. We're going to see an epic matchup between these two teams. Now, I am not honestly too familiar with these two, so I'm very curious to see what skill level they are going to bring to the table, but I'm super excited about that. We're going to be seeing Devix, Kivo, and Pesa coming in for Ready Wrecked, and George Burke 12, Hunter Sky, and a PlayStation player, Zep Hinox, for the Late Ones. So that's going to be cool. Let's see what these teams are going to bring up to the table. All right, first action coming out of the Late Ones. Pushing it into the blue half. Some passing plays, back passing. Bit of contesting going on. It's still both teams taking it slowly, trying to read out what the others can do. Bit of a passing play now. Opportunity here for Ready Rect, but gets met by Hunter Sky, clearing it away. Zephyx now pinching it onto the wall, but Pekka is there to meet that shot. It's a bit of back and forth. Both teams not really taking too many risks, trying to find some loopholes in the strategies of the other teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to work around the defenses of each other. Devix with a beautiful clear onto the corner. Still dangerous though, but Pekka managed to get it away, pushing it forward now. Zephyx has to do something. Ooh. Devix almost getting that shot in. Or Kivo, sorry. Devix waiting for that shot, but Zephyx manages to clear it away. Oh, but Pekka comes in like a rocket. What a very quick shot there. I did not expect him to get that way. I was looking a bit at Devix there. Oh my god, Pekka just smashing away George Berkey. Like, no, you got no business here, man. I'm going to take that goal with or without you. Beautiful shot there, and 1-0 in the lead for Ready Rect. Almost getting a 2-0 there, straight off of the kickoff there. Devix trying to meet that shot, but he didn't actually connect with it. George Berkey there trying to restore his honor, but it gets blocked away by Kivo. Devix pushing it into the corner. Kivo trying to get that shot further into the half of the blue team. He didn't get to do so. Zephyx creating an opportunity for his team. Anybody get in there? No, it gets blocked by Pekka, clearing it into the corner of the last ones. George Brook trying to clear it, but Devix gets in the way. Bit of back and forth into the midfield. Pekka. Hunter Sky trying to get an opportunity here, but Kivo, once again, like the defenses are very solid for both teams. They're not giving each other a lot of space, not a lot of action going on, but they're still trying to figure each other out, and that's something that you can see. And both teams taking it a bit slowly there, but Pekka getting a ridiculous shot on the goal. Some great passing plays coming out of Ready Rect. What a great pass from Kivo onto Pekka, and just snipes it in very high, just tips it over the opponent. He had no chance of saving that. Great shot and well done by Ready Rect. Right, the kickoff is off. Zephyx now trying to get that goal in. Whew, that would have been ridiculous. Danger has not been cleared yet. Oh, it has been cleared by Devix now. And some passing plays coming out. They had some counter plays as well. Same thing that we've seen with Pure Excellences. And they're trying to use their tactic as well, trying to get those fast counter rotations in place. Okay, Zephyx clearing out. Oh, misses that shot, but luckily Sky Hunter, or Hunter Sky, is he's got him covered. Okay, they got a good opportunity here now. Ooh, great shot coming out of Hunter Sky. First, a beautiful clear, beautiful save coming out of him. Then a fast, quick rotation. George Berkey passing it over to Hunter Sky, and he tips it in. Beautiful play coming out of the last ones, and they're gonna put themselves back into the game. 2-1 and 2-2 on the clock. That is kind of funny. All right, Pekka now with a beautiful shot there, but gets met by Zephyx and saves it away. A long clear onto the midfield. Ooh, Hunter Sky misses that shot, leaving the goal wide open. Who's gonna be there to take that shot? Zephyx turns it to the side, barely does that. Oof, 2 whiffs coming out of the last ones, and they seem to be having a bit of trouble trying to stress out a bit. But Pekka there once again shooting the ball nice and high, and the opponents couldn't really deal with it. And it seems that the last one's just kind of stressing at this point. You see some tiny mistakes coming out there with their play style, and they have to get more comfortable. They have to calm down, straighten it out, and just talk to themselves. Okay, we can do this. Just breathe and just start it all over. Maybe this goal will give them a chance to reset. Ooh, a bit of a backflip coming out of that. But Hunter Sky, what a great take on that ball. Silencing the momentum after the ball gets shot into his direction. A little bit of a unfortunate redirect from Devix. But I don't think Hunter Sky is going to complain about that. And it's 3-2. And 1 minute and 46 left. what a crazy pass. Kevu trying to pass it onto the corner once again with a second hit, not letting go of that pressure. Pekka, those shots from him are dangerous, and he has tipped them in twice already during this match. All right, let's see some action coming out of the last ones. Oof, what a weird shot coming out of George Berkey, not really finding that goal. some back and forth play. Hunter Sky pushing it into the corner, but a bit of a whiff coming up, but that's a good opportunity here. No, George Berkey not getting that shot. Q2 now trying to push it forward. Okay. Paka is trying to get that shot in. It's not happening. We got 1 minute left. Back in there with a great shot onto the net with an impeccable speed. That is just crazy. Bit of a weird clear coming out of the last ones. They seem to be stressing. They don't have full control. And Paka once again with a killer shot onto the net. 119 kilometers per hour. That is crazy. All right. Coming back into this match, 50 seconds left, and the last ones have to do everything they can in their power to secure this series. Ready, Weckett now. Getting a shot in. A bit of a play here. Orange team, can it do anything? No, it just gets shot over, and Devix has a clear shot, but gets met by Zefix. Oof, dangerous position, but Hunter Sky deals with it perfectly. Those situations are very scary to score an own goal there. You don't want to do that at this point. Oh, 20 seconds left. A good opportunity here. 18 seconds. Ooh, this is going to be close, but I don't think that the last ones are going to be able to get and secure this win. And that means that ReadyRect takes a very convincing first round. 4 seconds left. Yes, this is over. And what a great match that we've seen here. Totally a deserved win from ReadyRect. And it's safe to say that Paka is the MVP. 3 goals, or 4 goals actually, sorry. And yeah, has just done some crazy stuff. Always being very solid on his shots on net. You can see 6 shots on net and 4 of those goals. I mean, that is just really good to see, and it's very good to have a very solid striker in your team. But looking at the assists, both of his teammates gave 2 assists, so it's very good to see that they're really playing very well together and trying to find each other with fast passing plays, very high in the sky, something that is very noticeable. And they try to find, the high ground and trying to just shove it in. And so far, it's working for them. So let's see if that's going to work out for them in the entire series. But the late ones is not out yet. They are not out yet. And I'm sure they're going to try everything in their power to take game number 2. And it will be good to see a lot of best out of 3s. I mean, a lot of game 3s. I honestly like seeing that. A lot of Rocket League as we head into the finals pretty soon. All right, we're going to check out game number 2. We're going to hit in straight away. It's going to be close. It's going to be interesting to see how the late ones are going to react to this. They're currently on match point. ReadyRect has to win this, and they advance towards the finals to meet Pure Excellences. This is going to be intense. Kickoff has started with a good start off from the lost ones. Almost getting that goalie. No! Hunter Sky. That would have been ridiculous. That was so ridiculously close. That would have been a great start for them. And they could use that to carry on the momentum. Okay, a good opportunity here for them. Open net, but Kivo clears it towards the side. Paka with a good shot in front of the net. Can somebody clear it? Yes, it's going to be George Burke. Ooh, some miffing plays. George Burke now with a long clear, but it's going to be easily blocked there by Paka. A little bit of a skirmish in the corner going all over the bumping action there. Ball's high up into the sky. Can somebody do anything with this? No, it gets cleared by Hunter Sky. Still the danger is there. Kivo trying to seek an opportunity there, trying to find his teammate. Ooh, bit of a dangerous clear there. But Zefix got his teammates back and then manages to silence that danger opportunity. Kiva now with a good opportunity with a whiff. But Paka once again, such a solid player. Every single time that ball is high up into the sky in front of the net, there is Paka shoving it in. It's kind of funny because it's always in the center of the goal and it's relatively high. He seems to have this sweet spot, but every time that ball gets anywhere near that position, he manages to find the back of the net, and that is so good to have a solid striker that can always find those shots. Once again, a good opportunity here for ReadyRect. Kivu pushing it onto the side, trying to get that second touch, but gets blocked by George Burkey. Paka with the pressure. Zefix now with a long clear, trying to get it out there, trying to fake out Kivu. it seems. But Kivo didn't get fooled. Paka trying to pass it up towards his teammates. There's a good opportunity there. Ooh, yes, it gets shot in by Devix. 2-0 for Redirect. What a great passing play. And it seems that not only Paka is good for scoring Devix, what a beautiful touch on that ball. Just a slight hit with the bottom end of his cars, with the wheels, just making sure that the ball just has enough speed to get in there, but not too much speed that it would bounce up on the back wall. What a great shot and a great read. Zefix once again almost getting a kickoff goal, and it seems that the Last of Us almost getting that in, but they seem to be very strong with the kickoffs. They need to have a little bit more luck getting those shots in, but maybe that could mean that they could take the series, but they need to change up something very quickly. If we still have 3 minutes left and they're on match point, they need to score some goals pretty soon to get back into this game. Maybe this is the opportunity, trying to get it in. 2 shots on the backboard. Zefix now creating an opportunity. Oh, a miss from George Burke. And this is dangerous. Can Hunter Sky get back in time? Yes, he does. Punching it over to the side, silencing that attack, but it's still there. Paka, yes, there he is. I was waiting for him. Devix now with a good passing play. Oh, and it gets into the back of the net. It was something that they have already done so much, and it seems that the late ones are unable to deal with the pressure, and seem every time they go full for an attack, they don't have enough momentum to rotate back into their own half and get stuck in situations where they have to deal with a lot of shots on goal by Redirect, and they can't seem to deal with that at this point. And they only have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to figure out a change in their strategy to get 3 goals and try to push in overtime. But it's not going to be easy. Oh my god, what a pinch. If that would have gone in, I would have probably eaten my sock. But my goodness, Kivo getting that shot in constant pressure. That pinch was a little bit calculated, but nevertheless, just a great read by these two. I like how Kevu just shoved away his teammate Devix, completely denying his opportunity to get that goal. But now to get an even more balanced team score, as everybody in their team scored a goal now. And 4-0, 2 minutes left. It's not going to be an easy task for the late ones, and they have to do something, but it's not going to be easy. Hunter tried to redirect there, but couldn't do that. Kivo with a very fast shot on the net, but gets met there by Hunter Sky. Pushing it in. Beautiful backboard play. Very nice play, and this is something that they need. In 2 minutes, it is very much doable to score 3 more goals, and if they can do that, they might secure themselves an overtime, or maybe if they play even better, they maybe even are able to take this series, and we're going to see game 3. But that's a little bit early to say right now, as they have a lot of work cut out for them at this point. Ooh, Sevix almost getting a beautiful pass in, but he didn't, unfortunately. Paka now with a pass. Oh, a whiff from... Ooh, this is close. Sevix managed to save his team there, but that is extremely close. You don't really want that to happen, especially not at this point where you're 3 goals behind. You want to put on more pressure on their end, and they're going to try to attempt to do that now. Nobody's there to meet Kivo. Ooh, great play from Kivo. Outsmarting the opponents. 2. Can he finish it? Can he finish it? Can Devix? Oh, that was close. That would have been an insane play. Zefix now with an opportunity, but once again gets met by Kivu, who's been an absolute must player, like a very great player, a very solid player for Redirect. Devix with a clear towards the side. Great read. George Burker pushing it on to the backboard. Couldn't really get a good angle on that. Couldn't get a good hit on that. Oh, but what a fast shot from Zefix. My, Zefinix. He's saying that name wrong. But Paka tried to clear the way to get it with his teammates, but Zefix getting a ridiculous angle on there with so much speed. And I don't think anybody from the team of Redirect was expecting that shot coming out of them. 4-2, 50 seconds left. This might be possible. Maybe we're going to be seeing an overtime, which will be very entertaining. I love seeing that. Extremely close matches. That is the thing that I adore. Cavu now trying to increase that goal difference by 3, but the late ones are not gonna let that happen. Oh, but a cheeky goal. Pack actually stealing that. That was totally Cavu's goal. What a great read from Cavu. Just hitting that shot, getting it onto his hood, just side rolling, or that's not the correct term, but just rolling his car towards the side, angling the ball towards the net, and just Paka finishing it off. Wasn't really necessary, but nevertheless, a great play, great block here from Devix. And 20 seconds left. This doesn't look good for the late ones. They've tried everything, but haven't been too lucky. I mean, their strength was in the kickoffs, and they managed to get some very close moments, but they were not close enough as Ready Rect is about to take their win. Defix trying to get their last goal in there. They're keeping it up, trying to get that last goal, but no. Ready Rect says no. This is over. Ready Rect takes the win and advances towards the semifinals to meet Pure Excellences. And that is going to be a very interesting match. That is going to be very high paced, and I can't wait to see that. I'm expecting a lot of aerial things that are going to be happening. I expect a lot of crazy passing plays from both of these teams. So that is going to be very interesting. But before we head into the finals, we're gonna take a short little break to refresh my voice. I need some water. I need to fuel my vocabulary. No way, that makes no absolute sense. That's why we're gonna need a break. We're gonna be back in a few seconds. All right, guys, welcome back towards Rewind Rocket League, the weekly 3v3s. And we're headed into the finals. We're about to watch the finals. So it's going to be pretty, pretty epic. It will, of course, be Pure Excellence versus Redirect. Actually, mispronounced that name, so I have to fix that. It's Redirect. All right. But first, before we head into the match, I just want to give a special thank you to Trox, who donated $10. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for doing that, dude. And just to mention that we're $3 away from our goal of today. Of course, the prize pool for this tournament is going to be $15. So and already 12 have been donated. So if you are that kind, and if you like what you see during tonight's little Rocket League stream, then maybe you can just grab into your pocket and perhaps spare a little dollar for us. Anyway, we're about to head into the finals of today, and I can't honestly wait for it. I mean, these two teams have some crazy passing play action going on. Both sides, I mean, Pure Excellence has shown it, Redirect has shown it, and that is going to be very interesting to see how those teams are going to match up against each other and how that's going to be playing out. So I'm very curious to see what team is going to be able to outplay any of the other teams. No, it's going to be a best of 5 out of 5. So it's going to be a whole lot of Rocket League for a final. So I'm truly excited about that. And we're going to see the return of these two teams. And I I can't really predict who's going to be taking the win. If I had to guess, I might give it to Pure Excellences because they have some solid team play and very fast counter rotations. But then again, I mean, the fast plays and the very precision that Redirect has, especially with Paka, that might be something interesting as well. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to be working out and how these teams are going to meet each other and what sort of play styles we're going to see coming out of both teams. But it's going to be very difficult to predict at this point, and I don't really have a favorite team at this point. It's just I honestly think it's going to be very close, and I think we might head into at least game 4 or maybe even game 5. That's of course that's something that I would love to see. Of course, some more Rocket League, but I honestly think that most of these matches are going to be intensely close. But I think the future will tell us. Um, so that's going to be a good. We're currently waiting for the other team members to join in, and once they are here, we will be able to start off with our finals. And it's pretty cool. A lot of teams signed up, so that is very awesome to see. And it has all come down to this the finals right here in a beautiful stadium. Not to mention, it's pretty darn beautiful. We have some time to look at the surroundings, and of course, the mighty ball in the middle. I always love the little sensual looking at the ball in the middle of the stadium. It's always so, I don't know, it brings a little bit of zen into watching this. It's just a little bit of zen, just the peacefulness before all the chaos is going to emit into the finals. We're currently still waiting for the last team to join in. We still already have Devix, Kivo, and Pekka joined up, and now it's waiting for the other team to arrive. They are joining the match. I see Frag, I see Sacred, they're about to head in, and we're about to head into the finals. And this is going to be crazy. A lot of aerial, spectacular plays I'm expecting to see. I That's something that I honestly love to watch. And once again, I mentioned it earlier before we started, is that I'm very curious to see how both teams are going to play up against each other. Are they going to try to start this off extremely fast with a lot of passing plays, a lot of high speed plays, or are going to try to slow down like we've seen in the previous match, um, where both teams kind of try to figure out what the other team is going to do. So that is something that I'm very curious to see. Both teams are joining in, and we are going to watch the finals. Yes, that is going to be super exciting. At least I am. We're going to see Frag, Sacred, and Zeto coming out for Pure Excellences, and Kivo, Devix, and Paka for Redirect. All right, the kickoff has started, and we are 5 minutes left for this first match. And some fast plays coming out. Ooh, a little bit of a whiff, a bit of a miscommunication there from Pure Excellences as both players went up for that shot. Sacred now outplaying one player, trying to get that second player, but Devix gets in the way. Paka trying to get a shot onto the backboard, but really didn't get enough power on there. A clear coming out of Frag. It seems that they're dealing with a bit of a communication error, as I constantly see two players going up for the same ball. Frag now with an easy opportunity there. Open goal, no rotation back from Redirect, and an easy shot from Pure Excellences, and Frag is going to be able to take that. All three players of Redirect went up for that offense, leaving no one a little bit behind to take out that shot, and that is dangerous. However, it's still very early in this match, so anything can happen, but you know, you don't want to just overdo things. All right, Devix trying to clear it out, but a little bit of a whiff there, giving a huge opportunity now for Pure Excellences once again. Let's see how they are going to deal with it. Okay, they managed to clear it away. And it seems that Redirect is just stuck in their own half at this point, and they are not entirely sure what they have to do about the pressure that Pure Excellences is bringing to the table straight off the bat in this first round. Frag with a pass up onto the back where let's see his teammates gonna meet it. It's gonna be Sacred, gonna be passing it over to the midfield. Frag tipping it up towards Zeto. Zeto tipping it onto the midfield. Frag and Sacred coming in for a weird sort of passing play, but it worked. Let's see how that worked. Zeto tips it up nice and high. Both players going up, but Sacred gets the shot in the end. Pekka maybe a little bit confused by both players going up. Not sure what happened there. He tried to save it, but he couldn't get there in time. And it's going to be a 2-0, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. And a lot of force coming out of Pure Excellence right off the bat in the first match of today. Okay, Frag pushing it over to the midfield. Let's see what they're going to do with this. Sacred once again with the passing plays, and Frag almost getting that shot, but the pressure is not dead yet. Zeto gets it in front of the net again, and Frag with a shot, but gets cleared by Kivo. And I mean, Redirect has to do something. They need to get out of their half. I mean, they're just stuck there trying to find a counter. And maybe you have a good opportunity there, but a good rotation from Pure Excellences prevents Redirect from scoring, as they always have this one man behind Paka now with a very soft save, and it's going to be an easy goal for Sacred to score that in. Frag tipping it over towards Sacred. Great passing play, and Paka didn't have the correct angle on his car, couldn't move his car or turn it around quickly enough to deal with that shot, and it's 3-0, and it's not looking good for Redirect. They don't really seem to have the same pace that they had in the last match, and they need to do something to change that up. A great save here now from Kivo, but it gets met by Frag, and the pressure just from Pure Excellence, the passing plays is just unrelentless. They don't stop. They literally just don't stop. But and the only like, I mean, we see Redirect putting out some passing plays as well, but they're not as frequent as we see them coming out from Pure Excellences, and they're not as precise. However, in the previous game, we've seen them pull off numerous of good plays, but they didn't have an opponent that was that active in offense, and it seems that they have some issues. Ooh, a bit of a miscommunication there, but Kivo manages to get it into the corner now, but he can't really get a second touch on that. And okay, it's a bit of a ping pong now. Frag taking his time clearing it off, as nobody is really going for a contest at that point, and manages to take it away all the way towards the other half of the map. Devix, ooh, getting blocked by Sacred. Sacred pushing it forward, but it gets met by the orange team. Devix, good clear of trying to keep enough that possession. Kivo reading out Frag, checking what he's doing, and it seems that Redirect is really focused on the counterplay, constantly trying to read what the opponents do. Ooh, what a bit of a misplay there, getting blocked by his own teammate. Luckily, they managed to fix it very quickly. Oh, but Devix couldn't get the correct angle on that net. Okay, Kivo trying to put on some pressure. It seems that Redirect is now picking up the pace, trying to get some more pressure on to the blue half. But the defense of Pure Excellences is pretty darn good. However, oh, what a disgusting save there from Frag, and really needed to keep that lead from them. And it just seems like that Redirect is picking up the pace, putting in some more pressure, but they can break through the defense of Pure Excellences at this point. What a great shot from Devix, though, onto the backboard. A very clean and nicely executed shot there. Kifo getting a great pass onto the backboard and completely outplaying, I believe, 2 defenders of Pure Excellence. What a great play. And maybe this is something that they need to get back into the game. No, it's not going to be easy, though, because it's 2 goals in 40 seconds, but wow, almost. I was almost being cursed there. But they're not giving up. That's so cool to see. Even though the time is ticking, 30 seconds left, they're not giving up on their match, and they still are very eager to take home this series. But it's not looking pretty for them at this point. 20 seconds left. The time is ticking. They have to do something now. But it seems that Pure Excellence is just going to play it safe. They're just going to take their time, wasting time, and just making sure that they get no opportunities. Great save here by Sacred, making sure that that ball doesn't meet the back of the net. 2 seconds left. This is the end. Are we going to see some salt on the wound? No. It's going to be dropped down on... Oh my god, they're keeping it up. Constantly, I'm thinking that it's going to hit the ground, and now it has hit the ground. Pure Excellence takes the first round in this best out of 5 match. The finals, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been started off a great match. Some more efficiency coming out of Pure Excellences. They pretty much dominated the first half. They pretty much... The Redirect did come back more or less in the second half, but they couldn't really find the net that often. But I think if they carry on this momentum, they might actually put on a real threat for Pure Excellences. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to react to that and how they're going to change up their playstyle. But I honestly think that they need to be more aggressive. They've been staying back in their own half way too much this match, and I don't think that is going to help them. They have to come forward more and try to push that ball more in the half of Pure Excellence. However, don't do it too much, because don't send in all 3 of your players, because we've seen that that went wrong as well. And Pure Excellence is very good at their counter rotations and very quickly on that. So if you push all 3 of your members onto their half, one little mistake, one good counter rotation, and bam, you got a goal scored against you. So they have to figure out a way to deal with that, and they are going to try to do it right now. A great fast kickoff into the opportunity, or into the favor of Redirect, but quickly silenced by Frag. Zeto with a push onto the backboard. Ooh, a bit of an unfortunate touch there by, I believe, Kifo. Luckily, his teammate Paka managed to clear it away. And once again, Pure Excellence is going to carry on the momentum of that speed, of the offense, and just constantly putting on pressure on Redirect. Zeto almost getting a ridiculous angle there. Sacred now trying to make... He noticed that he didn't have the correct angle to go for that shot. So what does he do? He turns around his car and trying to find his teammate. Great, excellent play for, just not going in solo, but using your teammates to your advantage, knowing that, if you pass it over to a teammate, it has more chance of success in a situation like that. Well done by them. Back pass from Zeto, keeping the possession in their hands. Oh, but a great read by Paka. Paka has been very dangerous with those shots, but couldn't find the net with that one just yet. Kifo trying to get that pass over, but Zeto manages to clear it onto the midfield. A little bit of a unfortunate touch out by Frag, trying to get it onto the backboard here, but he couldn't get any power on there. Devix, Paka trying to pass it over onto the midfield. Good opportunity for Devix. Oh, but he misses. Bit unfortunate, as that was a golden opportunity for them. Kifo onto the backboard. Sacred meeting that shot, clearing it away. Paka onto the backboard. Nothing really happening. Good opportunity now, though, for Redirect, but they couldn't find the back of the net. They are putting up the pace. This is what I like to see coming out of them. They needed it. They needed to be more aggressive. And as soon as they do, you can see that Pure Excellences is having a harder time getting out of their half. So it's cool to see that they're putting up more aggressiveness. And it's good to see that they're adapting. But, oh, that's a very dangerous shot. Paka couldn't get there in time, was tumbling a bit on his way back to the goal, trying to get there as fast as possible. He went for the boost. Sacred shot that goal, and Paka just came an inch short. 1-0 for our friends of Pure Excellences. They take the lead in game number 2. And they did the same thing in the first match, and they're constantly in control of every situation. They try to keep all the possession, or as much possession as they can, and try to keep as much control over this match as possible. Zeto now pushing it into the corner. Let's see what they can do with this. Once again, a very dangerous play. However, no teammate of his was there to meet that shot. Now a good opportunity here for redirect. Devix missing that shot there. Let's see what they can do with it. And just a constant solid defense from Pure Excellences and the rotation. Clearing it out, finding the teammate, putting it onto the net of the opponents. The constant rotation, the constant counterattacks that they're pulling off is forcing Redirect to constantly have a man back to deal with that. Because if they don't, they get a goal scored immediately. Because like it seems that Pure Excellence is waiting and hoping that Redirect is putting in all their men for an attack, and then just waiting out for the counter, and just working with that and shooting it into an open net. Okay, some opportunities coming out. Paka passing it over towards Kifo, but gets met by Sacred. Sacred over to Zeto. Good back pass. A whiff there. I'm not sure, from someone from the orange team. Zeto slowly moves up towards the field, flicks it over the opponent, but couldn't get past Kivo. Frag now with another flick, but two opponents, Devix and Kivu, bundling their powers. Sacred trying to get that drop down onto the crossbar. That was so close. A little bit of a bump between Paka and Kivu. Or I mean Zeto. Paka now with a touch. Oh, beautiful second touch. Devix, oof, shoots it really wide there. He should have tried to get it more onto the net, but maybe it's the pressure of this match. 1 minute left. Still 1-0 for Zeto. It's a very close match. Oh, couldn't get the second touch. Otherwise, he would have increased that goal deficit with 2. Paka with a whiff. A great clear from Zeto towards the goal of Redirect. Zeto, once again, very active in the midfield, constantly being a nuisance. And oh my god, the pressure coming out of him. Devix clears that away. Sacred now, a back pass over to Zeto. And they're just not giving away any of the ball possession. They are constantly in control, trying to find that little hole in the defense of Redirect and just scoring it in. Oh, Sacred, no way. What a ridiculous goal. The touch off the backboard. How the hell did he read that? My goodness, what a ridiculous goal from Sacred, just securing the win for game number 2. That is just excellent. Wow, my goodness, that is a crazy goal. 17 seconds left. Sacred trying to get another goal in here, trying to get that 3-0 deficit. My goodness, and what a strong display from Pure Excellences. One last opportunity. Sacred, oh, going very wide, but Zeto gets it in. 3-0. And they just sealed the deal. 2 games in a row they're going to be taken home. And Redirect stepped up. They were a bit more aggressive, but they let it go towards the end of this match. And Pure Excellences just took advantage of that. Came out very strong with some ridiculous goals. And by that, they take round number 2. And they just put the other team, Redirect, on match point. Ooh, this is going to be exciting. Redirect hasn't won a match in this series yet, and they have to change up something. I mean, 0 goals in this match. They had some opportunities, but only 3 shots on net. And compare that to the shots from Pure Excellence. They have, let's count it up, 7 shots on net. That is a very big difference compared to Redirect. And I mean, Redirect has shown some more aggressiveness this match, but it was not enough yet. They need to be more out there and try to find the back of the net more often. And I mean, the pressure is on for them, and we're going to find out if they're going to be able to deal with that in the next match that we're about to head into. Only one more win for Pure Excellences to take this win. And I honestly think they are very confident in taking this right now. They have been playing very confidently, and they've been taking control all through this match. All players are joining in, and this is going to be very close. I hope to see some more Rocket League matches, of course. I hope to see this going into a game 5, but the way Pure Excellence is playing, this is not going to be an easy task for Redirect. However, they almost get an insane opening here in game number 3 with almost getting ridiculously great bounces on there. But once again, the quick rotation from Pure Excellences, and they're taking advantage of it. Kivo with a very soft shot there, trying to outplay Frag, trying to use some mind games to outplay him, but Frag didn't buy that. I just punched my microphone for no apparent reason. Okay, let's get back into the match. Frag there, pushing it into the corner. A bit of a weird play. Oh no, that was a great play by Zeto, trying to push it back towards Sacred. I figured it was a miss-hit there, but it was very calculated, and managed to get it all the way back to Sacred. All right, some back and forth now going on between these teams. Great read by Frag, securing that goal, but Kivo with a boomer of a shot into the back of the net, reading that just perfectly. Frag tried to clear it, but he cleared it right in front of Kivo, and he just sniped it in between a lot of defenders, a lot of cars on that ground, threading the needle. And for the first time in this series, taking the lead for his team. All right, Devix now. Oh, it's Paka actually securing that shot. Going in for a touch off the wall, but whiffs. Zeto doing the same. Passing it over towards Frag. Frag onto the backboard. Who's going to meet it? It's going to be Sacred. No, it's going to be Frag actually helping out his teammate Sacred. Not a very solid pass, as they can't really do too much with it. Ooh, a bit of a weird play coming out of Kivu now. Zeto passing it over to its Sacred. What a passing play. And what an angle and placement on the back of the net. That is crazy. Zeto with a great pass, and Sacred just getting crazy shots on there, and Paka couldn't block it. It was very close, and like the only space they took to score that goal, okay, what happened, was the ball, but they just scored a kickoff goal. That's the first one I've seen today, and a fast kickoff. Oh, it seemed that one of the players of Pure Excellences actually missed and made a little bit of a mistake on the kickoff there, granting an easy goal there for Redirect. Oh, they're almost doing it again. And some of the fake kickoffs there coming out of Pure Excellences, almost perfectly executed, but a counterplay from Redirect, and they are picking up the pace. This is what they needed, to be more aggressive. These passing plays, and if they work out, they are very dangerous. Great placement from Kivo, shutting out the defender, giving them no place to save that shot. A great play here coming out of Redirect, and this is exciting. This is exciting. They might be able actually to take this one, but still 3 minutes left. A lot can happen in those 3 minutes. And we are about to find out. Paka trying to play some mind games on Sacred, but Sacred is not buying it. Zeto and Zeto, what are they doing? This is a bit confusing. Frag trying to get that shot. He manages to do so onto the backboard. He's going to meet it. Oh, Frag actually whiffs it. Back pass on. That is unfortunate. Oh, unfortunate. Devix actually tried to back pass it over towards, I believe Kivu was into the goal. Yes, but Sacred intercepts that and shoots it into the back of the net. And now it's a 3-2. The 3 currently in the lead for a Redirect. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. This is very exciting, and Pure Excellences are looking to close that gap and take a 3-0 victory over Redirect, and maybe they're able to do so. Once again, some fast passing plays coming out of them. Frag passing it over to its Sacred, but it gets met by Devix. Long clear into the corner, but nobody really dared to do anything with it. Oh, a bit of a hustle. Now, this is dangerous, but Zeto manages to clear it. A great clear coming out of them, silencing the danger. Oh, but a beautiful hit there. Oh, and a whiff from Sacred onto the crossbar. No! That was so close. That should have been a goal, but they couldn't get it in. Hashtag crossbar challenge. Paka with a clear on towards Devix, who couldn't hit it and just whiffs. Kifu now onto the backboard. Devix ready on the ground, trying to get that shot in, but couldn't really do anything. A bump from Kifu onto Devix, and this leaves their defense wide open. Paka once again whiffing on a shot on the goal. He's been doing that a lot through this tournament, and just a complete misplay in the entire defense of Redirect, and this just lost them their entire advantage. And I mean, they were playing so well, but in the first half, they were just dominating, just not giving any room for pure excellence. There's great passing plays, but now their defense is being sloppy and they're losing it. And Kifu, this just explains it all. An own goal, it's so sloppy. Paka trying to get that shot there, but whiffs, gets a bad shot on there, getting backward shot from Frag, and those are just very dangerously. And if you don't deal with those, if you don't meet those shots, it's probably gonna end up as a goal 9 out of 10 times. And you want to prevent the opponent team for getting those backboard plays, and especially a team like Pure Excellence, as they've been using that backboard so frequently in all of these matches. And it's a very good strategy that you're using, but Paka restores their honor after all the whiffs he has done. He had to do something to, bring back the faith into his team, and he just managed to do that, to score the equalizer. And the game is not over yet, however, it is very intense, as Redirect has to put in a lot of effort now to secure this round and to keep them alive in these finals. Oof, a dangerous play here from Zeto there. Frag missing that shot, but leaving it open for Sacred. A Sacred finding the back of the net. And once again, sloppy defense from Redirect. I mean, they're not contesting. Look at this. 2 defenders into the goal, just waiting it out. They're not doing anything to prevent a team that is just constantly passing and using the backboard from hitting that net. They should be contesting that. They should send people on there to meet those shots, but they're not doing any of that. They're just waiting for Pure Excellences to do anything, and that is currently losing them the match. Oh, a mistake from Zeto though, and granting Kivo an wide open net to score on. I mean, you couldn't get an easier goal than that. This is interesting. It seems that both teams are currently benefiting on the mistakes of the opponent teams, and it seems that both teams are getting a little bit sloppy on the defense side. And it's interesting to see what team is gonna react better to that. Frag now with a very long clear onto the orange side, but a great block by Devix. What an angle from Sacred. The Paka meets that shot, trying to get that ball out of their half. Cost. Devix now trying to clear it out. Gets meet by Sacred. This is scary. Zedu not getting a good pass angle on there, but once again the pressure. And you see, if Redirect is able to contest it, if they meet those shots, they don't give any room for Pure Excellences to create those passing opportunities, and they need to do that constantly, because the pressure that these guys are putting on the passing plays, you need to counter that. You need to prevent them from getting the opportunities to pass. 8 seconds left. Last opportunity here coming on for Frag. And what a shot. Ridiculous. What a speed that must have been. 115 kilometers. Goes up from the wall. Just hitting it with the nose into an angle that's just ridiculous. What a fast shot. And this might be the game-winning goal. And that is just crazy. However, almost a kickoff there. They're going to go into for a fast kickoff there, or a fake kickoff. And Frag trying to get that in, but going to drop it into the ground. And there you go. Pro Excellences takes the win. And I have to say, a very convincing win. I mean, they deserved it. I kind of predicted it already at the start of it. I kind of somewhat granted them, as they were playing so solidly. I mean, their passing plays were on point, and they did it very constantly. Even they proved to do it again in this match, and they swept Redirect. However, Redirect did make a progress. The first match, they didn't really look that strong. In the second round, they came back a little bit more, making it a bit more difficult for Pure Excellences. And in the last match, they did the same thing, but they were too sloppy on their defense side, and just they couldn't match the pressure that Pure Excellences was throwing at them. And that was just mainly the reason why Pure Excellence just took this win. But that is just so awesome to see. Anyway, congratulations to Pure Excellences taking today's win. It has been super exciting. We've seen some crazy Rocket League matches. It was a lot of fun. And GG's, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Poison Wasp for giving me this opportunity to fill in for casting. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great to close off this night with some awesome Rocket League. I hope all of you enjoyed this stream, and I hope all of you enjoyed this tournament. And then we're gonna say our goodbyes. Once again, thank you for watching, and hopefully till the next time. All right, see ya.